Shit, get that shit to your boy. Let your boy do work, man. Come on. But shit. Get him. Good shit. Shit. Let's real cook this one. Just let's go make plays. Come on. Bet. Shit. Good edge. Man, good game, y'all. Do what? Yeah, good game. Good game. Until I handle my business, that is. Brother Keenan team. Don't leave the girl around me, true play for real. Let's put that D.
Deathstroke, tongue all down the throat. Nothing left to do but send a home to you. I'm through. Can you sing the song for me, fool? I got that good little girl you didn't know.
That was Notorious B.I.G. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
A legend.
DJ Premier.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Premier, what's happening, my brother? I'm good. Good to be here. He's been when we did the thing on the water event. Yeah, he was like, "Yo, we gotta get you on there. We gotta get you on the Breakfast Club, man." Well, first I saw him at the Mondrian in L.A. Mondrian in L.A. Way back. I was waiting for my car, and you said, "I gotta get you on there." Absolutely. So we've been almost 3 years. Premier,
wow, that was 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Yeah. Premier's a legend, man. I mean,
absolutely.
Premier's crafted some of the greatest hip hop records of all time. Worked with some of the greatest hip hop artists,
and still making hits.
Oh yeah.
Let's start from the beginning. Now, how did Premier get into DJ? How did it start?
Well, I was born in 5th Ward. Shout out to the Ghetto Boys, Houston. Then I moved to a town called Prairie View, real small country town. My mother really had music popping since I can remember. So from that point, I was always fascinated with the way a record looked. It looked like a toy.
Right.
Because, the little colors and, Motown, seeing the map and the spinning around and Tamla records. And that's what I remember. And my mother used to always say, don't you ever touch the top of that record. You hold it from the side.
Right, absolutely.
You touch that record. And I've gotten a lot of beatings, that's when you could beat your kids when you don't have, ACS pick you up for abuse, child abuse. We got our whipping, so that's really where it comes from. And then, once it got to the point, my grandfather lived in Brooklyn, which is my mom's pops. I started to get fascinated with the whole New York scene because we used to always go every summer to stay with him.
Right.
Once we started staying with him, and I started seeing the B-boys and things like that, I was there for the Blackout in '77. I was there.
Wow. So I always wondered, how did a brother born in Houston end up being one of the producers that shaped the sound of New York? Because Houston got its own unique sound as well.
How did you meet Gangstar? I mean, the Guru.
Well, it's funny because most people, whenever people would see us together,
he's from Boston, right?
He's from Boston. Whenever people would see me either by myself, they'd be like, "Yo, Premier, what's up, man? Where's Gangstar?" Or they say, "Yo, Gangstar, what's up, Premier?" So it was always, and he is Gangstar, to technically before I joined the group, but. Gangstar already existed back with the originators was Big Suge, Suge's brother Swab D, and Guru. They were in Morehouse at the time, and when they got together in Morehouse, they were called the Gangsters. That's Suge named that. Then they switched it and said, you know what? That's a little too tough back then. We're talking about early '80s, and then they changed to Gangstar, and that stuck. So really, Suge, Swab D, and Guru are the originators of that name. I heard Gangstar on Kiss Red Alert one day, a song called Bust a Move Boy, and I thought they were called GameStop because the accent, because you saying Gangstar.
Right.
I thought it was GameStop. The accent was heavy back then.
So they was already on when you were.
Yeah. I didn't join them till the third single.
Gotcha.
So there were no albums yet, just 12 inches. Y'all know the era of the '80s was mainly albums were still rare.
Did you have any reservations about working with Gangstar because they were from Boston and you were so New York at the time?
Nah, because we were both. From another place.
Right.
We wanted to just get the main thing at that time wasn't even the money. We just wanted New York to say, yo, y'all are dope.
Right.
And at that time, everybody wanted that, from the NWAs to everybody else. Even though they repped where they were from the West Coast, you still wanted the New York acceptance.
Right. Do you think New York shaped y'all, or y'all shaped New York? Especially being that you from Houston, he from Boston.
They shaped us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they shaped us because they showed us how to do it. And then after seeing how to do it, you want to make sure that all the people, I just wanted Melly Mel to say you were dope and Flash. And I wanted EPMD to say, yo, you're dope. And and they were like, yo, come on tour with us. And that was our first major tour with EPMD, with DJ Quick, Paul MC, and Gangstar, and Chubb Rock. Yeah.
We just did something with Chubb Rock, remember?
Yeah, Chubb Rock out in was it
Alabama.
Alabama, yeah. Shout out to Chubb.
Oh, Chubb's still making 10 grand show off. What's that song?
Right.
Yeah, 1990, and he's a National Merit Scholar. Wow, yeah.
I just remember as a DJ growing up, we used to try to idolize and follow your cuts, your scratches, because they were easy to see on the records. Because like on the duet, you would try to do it, try to figure it out on the time. So you taught a lot of people. So now, how did you hook up with Biggie?
With Big?
With Big. Now you did the Gangstar stuff, and you did the Wick, and now how was the Big? Because you and Big's chemistry was like no other.
We used to always go by 40s. And, you know, we were all old.
By 40s.
Yeah, we were all heads, you know, and you know, everybody knows ain't no secret guru can drink. So we'd go on the block. One day, you know, and this is now going into 92. And this would take your personals out, Wick is out, we're popping big time.
Right.
And we used to always go to the corner on Foreman, Washington, to the corner store, and Biggie would be out there on the corner. And he already knew who we were. Shout to Nino, Chico, the whole Junior Mafia. We used to just hang.
D-Rock.
Yeah, D-Rock, yes. Shout to D-Rock, Gutter, everybody. So we used to go on the block, cop a 40, go to the spot on the corner to light up, stand there and just rap with him because he already knew who we were.
Right.
And he was like, yo, man, I want to get on. And we had already knew that Puff was already, you know, looking into working with him because he already had the, you know, he's working at Uptown, with the MCA deal prior to Bad Boy. And then as things started to trickle down, and Puff started coming around the way to get Biggie was like, yo, I'm going with Puff to a demo. And next thing you knew, he was on the Who's the Man soundtrack.
Was Biggie nice then? Did you know he was going to be as special as he turned out to be?
Not yet, because honestly, I got to give Mr. C the credit, man. And Mr. C lived down the block from us, and he used to always really annoy me about Biggie Smalls. I'm like, I'm going to listen to it. He used to give me these cassettes, and I just would never listen to it. We were kind of acting where I was kind of like, yeah, all right. And he'd see me again, and C would be like, yo, Biggie Smalls. That's why, you know, he does deserve a lot of credit for Big, and he kept pushing it. One day I finally heard the demo, and then we met Big. So once we met him, you know, that's when he wasn't laid back then. He was the hyper voice.
Was that Party in Boat time or before?
This is before.
Wow.
Yeah, this is before.
All right, we got more with Primo. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
This what happened when I think about you. I get in my feelings, yeah. I start reminiscing, yeah. Next time around, I want it to be different, yeah. Waiting on a sign, guess it's time for a different prayer. Lord, please save her for me. Do this one favor for me. I had to change my play of ways, got way too complicated for me. I hope she's waiting for me. Everywhere she go, they play my songs. That's why I say the things that I say that way. I know you can't ignore me, but yeah. So give me all of you in exchange for me. Just give me all of you in exchange for me. Break it down. Yes, sir. Check. We used to lay up and then stay up, had then blow. I shouldn't have played no games with you, just leveled up my brain. Last time I saw you, we didn't speak. That was strange. Guess there's nothing I could do. Man, it's true. X has changed. Yeah. Hey. Guess you changed for the better. I know you know how to make me jealous. I was never loyal, let you tell it, yo. But I'm ready to fix it if you ready, baby. Yeah. So give me all of you in exchange for me. Just give me all of you in exchange for me. For real, shot. Yeah. Is you at 2 keys or 10 roof? Turn up, we until we just getting loose. Baby, I'm low-key feeling you. Don't be cynical, won't fuck you over. Wanna fuck you over. And again, the truth is I ain't really here to start problems. Girl, I swear to God, them can't never say they got him. Know how bad you wanna tell him, don't try him. I don't wanna tell him. I don't wanna get into it, why you stressing him? I've been driving back and forth from Louisville to Lexington. Mileage on the whip, got your in my grip. College, make you wanna strip for them dollars. Nah, girl, I got a job for you.
That was Bryson Tiller with Exchange. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. DJ Premier is in the building. Charlamagne?
It's the 20th anniversary of Big's death, so this is an interesting comment because there's two stories that I always wanted to ask you about. J. Rue the Damager used to do a lot of work with him, but he used to come at like Big. So did that affect you and Big's
It
relationship?
affected us. Basically, what happened was we did a record called One Day on the Wrath of the Math album. That's the second album because him and Big, all of us used to hang on a regular. When we did Wrath of the Math, we were recording the album and we did a song. I did a beat and he was like, "Yo, I want to talk about how I see hip hop right now, my vision of it. And it's gonna be almost like something that happened just in a day." So he wrote it in that way. And I remember when he did it, one of the homies in our crew was like, "I know y'all ain't putting that out, right?" He thought maybe just doing this to bug out, just our own little thing. It was like, "Nah, man, I ain't afraid to put this out. Let's put it out."
But you know that all the Big Willie talk.
Yeah. No. Playing yourself was misconstrued. We had the same sample as the Players Anthem. Clark and them beat it, and Junior Mafia beat us to it. A beat maker. We're competing. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna flip it backwards because One Day came out first. The drama with all the stuff with the Big and J. Rue thing. One Day came first. Playing Yourself came afterwards, so it made it look like, well, y'all really going at these dudes, but it had nothing to do with them. It's just I said I'm gonna flip it backwards and play it a funkier way, and then boom, there's the record.
No, did y'all have fallout, you and Big, because of that?
We had a heated discussion. The main discussion really was with Puff and J. Rue, and they had the discussion on the phone. This is the illest part is Puff called the label, and because we were on Payday, and that was my manager's label. He called the label, and this is a big deal back then in '95, '96. He said, "Here's my house phone, here's my car phone, here's my boat phone." And we like, damn, you got a boat. You know what I'm saying? So the willingness was way beyond what anybody else was doing. That's why I always say, yo, you gotta give Puff his. He was beyond everybody when it came to the newest stuff, the style, everything. We got tip your hat, ain't no love.
So they eventually squashed it?
It's squashed, how would you say, we've grown out of it. I don't think they've seen each other since. Me and Puff have. I've seen Gutter and all of them, and D-Rock, everything was all love. I pretty much was the middle guy that could diffuse anything because I've been a frontline man since day one, still am. When any drama grew on down, there was something going on that had to be handled, I was always frontline. And anybody that knows me will tell you the same thing. So when it came to that, jabs were thrown lyrically, but it never got to a violent situation because if it did, I'm sure the whole hip hop community would have known about that. And it didn't happen.
The other big story I wanted to ask you about, I read it in Angie Martinez's book. You did 10 Crack Commandments as a promo for Angie, the instrumental.
Yep.
And Big heard it.
Yeah. No, Puff heard it. Actually, what happened was, back at that time, Angie was like the person.
Absolutely.
The person.
Battle of the Beats.
Yeah, and everybody was doing dope promos right away. It's like, this would be a record, now. So we did one because J. Rue was popping at the time. So
Come Clean,
Can't Stop the Profit, the bitches, all that stuff. So when we did that, Puff came up there and heard she just happened to play the promo. She had played it many other times, but she happened to play the promo.
So that phone ain't too loud for you.
All of a sudden he goes, "Primo, if you're out there, please call me."
That phone ain't too loud for you.
On the phone, he's like, "Yo, I need that beat," and I'm like, "Well, that's me and J. Rue, and y'all ain't cool." And he's like, "Listen, see if he's down to let that go." He said, "I'll throw the money over XYZ." I called Rue, and what is what I like about J. Rue? J. Rue was like, "Yo, man, that's hip hop. Let it go."
And that was the first one that you produced with Big?
No, that was the first. Unbelievable was the first, and then Kicking the Door, and then 10 Crack Commandments, and then after he passed on the Born Again album, I did Rap Phenomenon with Meth and Red.
And how'd you hook up with Hov?
I knew Jay way back because I used to see Jay with Kane. I used to see him with Jazzo, and we were all. And at that time, I'm in the same neighborhood, but it was just a mutual "what's up" all the time.
Did you and Jay's relationship ever go bad? Because when Jay dropped an album, he always had a primo record. And then all of a sudden it just disappeared. So I thought I said, well, maybe they had a bad relationship or falling out or something.
We had a couple fallouts that were minor, but I'm a guy that if I feel like I gotta distance myself for certain reasons, I do it. The other times was just, Jay wants it done now. It's not ready. He's moving on without you, which I gotta respect that. He's moving on. But there were 2 or 3
so
situations.
He called you for a beat and you was like, I'm on tour. And you was like,
No, it wasn't any response. It was just, whenever we see each other, for some reason, man, we would just always be like, yo, let's holler. And it'd be good. It'd be cool.
Every album, man, was
cool.
So Ghetto was one of my favorite records of all time.
Hey, I give you a good one. The Black Album was supposed to just be me and him.
Really?
Yeah. He called me one day and said, yo, I'm doing the Black Album, this thing in the Black Album, and I want you to do whatever you can to just not do anything for like 2 weeks, and we just lock in and do it. I was like, I'm down. And it just never surfaced. He went on to do the Dynasty album. Then he did another album, and then he went to the Black Album. But I was on tour at the time, so I couldn't get in to do the track because I was like overseas. But that was supposed to be our project.
So you didn't get no work in on the Black Album at all?
Nah, that's when Ninth Wonder started to come in, and he did the Threats record, which is, it's kind of has a preem bounce to it. Shout to Ninth, that's the homie right there.
Being that you worked with all three, who's the best MC? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas?
Man.
Biggie's the most fun, you said.
Yeah.
It's the best. Like, Jay said it.
Well, it's just like the comparison of Pac and Big. You can't put them in the same boat, even though they're both great, I just like